this set up. Ta-da. Let's see. Come on, computer. Sign in. What? Hold on. Oh, I hope that works. Let's mute this. Boom. Alright, cool. Alright, cool. Sweet. We're live. Ta-da. So, hello to myself watching. That seems very harsh, but we shall take it. Cool. Alright, cool. Everything looks to be up and running, so we should be good. Now, if you're just joining, I am stringing Diadem Pro X in my Head Gravity Tour, but this was the fancy colorway that they made to hide what the gravity was before it was released earlier this year. So, I figured I might as well put Pro X in this racket, see how it does, see how it goes. Just because I haven't tried Pro X yet, but with it being a poly, I figured I might as well put it into a racket that's a little more flexible, a little bit easier on my arm. Especially because I haven't tried it yet, just to see what I thought. And I do have one other racket that I will be stringing as well. I'll be stringing a Pure Aero 98 with Slinko Hyper G Soft to try that out. So I've tried normal Hyper G, but Hyper G Soft I haven't gotten a full test on, so I wanted to see if there really is a big difference between the two of them and see if I could officially tell that. Cool. Hello to all who are joining. I see a few of you coming in to watch the stream. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it, especially on a Sunday night or potentially Sunday morning or even later, depending upon where you live. But thank you for being here, regardless. I appreciate it. Hey. Whoa, we got 10 people watching? That's cool. That's pretty cool. To me, at least. But hey, how's everyone doing? Thank you again for being here. I appreciate it. But yeah, what's going on, guys? How's the week been? Mine. I got home from work today and I was like, all right, I have to string my rackets. But I spent all day at work stringing rackets as well. So it's just like, all right, a day of stringing. And then after this, I'm gonna head off to the gym just to catch up on a workout that I missed earlier in the week. So it's like, all right, that's my Sunday. And then we go back to bed to go back to work the next day. But that's what I'm going to be doing. What's everyone else been up to this weekend, or what do you got going on? We got 15 people in here now. Insane to me. But what's going on, guys? Let me know. Comment it. Let's talk. That didn't sound good. Anyway. For those who are just joining, I am putting Diadem Pro X into this racket, which is a limited colorway they did, or pre-release colorway they did for the Gravity Tour when they were trying to seed out rackets to people, so that way people didn't know what this racket was fully before it was officially released earlier this year. So that's why I still have it. I was lucky enough to be able to get one, but I figured with not having used Pro X before, I might as well try it in a racket that's a little bit more forgiving on me than try it in something that might be a little bit harder and then end up with tennis elbow, which I really don't want to do. That would not be fun. That would not be cool. I just don't want to do that. Not for me. Oop. Oh. Nice, nice. Well, if no one's got anything in terms of what they've been up to this week or what they plan on doing, I'll talk, seeing as how I'm kind of the only one that whose voice you'll hear. And I was listening to a video on YouTube earlier today by another YouTube channel called Your World Within. It's ran by a guy named Eddie Pinero. Eddie is amazing. I was lucky enough to meet him when I went out to Arizona one time, and I was like, this is a really cool guy. And then I found out that he does all of this stuff with his podcast, Your World Within, and his YouTube channel. I was like, oh, I just met a guy who is really cool. And I was like, huh, that's pretty neat. But I was listening to his video. Saeed, what's up? What's up, man? Welcome. Thank you for joining. But I was listening to Eddie's video this morning. And again, the channel was Your World Within, if you're curious about it. And it was talking about this concept of how when a butterfly is in the... Let me rephrase that. How when a... What is it? When a caterpillar is... Zolfi, what's up? How am I doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm stringing away. I'm having a time. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. How are you doing, sir? Again, thank you for being here. But with the metaphor that I was listening to, it was all about how when a caterpillar is going through in the process of becoming a butterfly, it goes into its cocoon, and then as it starts to break out of the cocoon as it's becoming a butterfly, it has to break through the cocoon itself in order to actually gain the strength to use its wings. And I was like, huh, that's interesting. But then he goes on to say how there was at one point someone that came along, saw that the caterpillar, or the butterfly at this point, was struggling to actually get out of the cocoon, which nature is what it's supposed to do. And by helping and breaking the cocoon open, the person unknowingly had actually hindered the butterfly and made it unable to use its wings for the rest of its life, just because it didn't go through the struggle that it needed to in order to have the strength to correctly use its wings. And I was thinking about that, and I was like, man, that is a very interesting metaphor and a very interesting parallel for just life in itself. I was like, huh, I never had thought about it that way. But I think we could probably all know that there's probably been times or two where you're just like, okay, I need to go out and do this for myself. Or you have a very big task that you're a little scared to do. It's going to be hard, and you know it's going to take a lot of time, effort, and just a lot out of you. But then you go and you tell maybe someone, you know someone, you just go ask for advice, and then they just start absolutely doing it for you. I know I've done this before where even at my work, I've been on both ends of it to where I asked someone that was ahead of me, especially when I was first starting out, hey, what do you think I should do in this scenario? And then they just completely took over, and then I didn't really get my answer. But also, I can tell, and I've seen it when I've done this myself to some of the new people that come into my work, and just because they are also in the same position I was when I started. They're trying to figure it out, but then if I'm just absolutely take over and fix the entire problem right away from what I see, don't let them go through and actually work to figure out the problem as well, then it just creates a lot more, then it just kind of hinders their progress rather than actually helping them. And that was something that when I was driving to work this morning listening, I was like, man, that is a pretty insightful thing that he just said. So it had kind of stuck with me all day, and I was just trying to relate it to other things that have been going on in my life, other things I had done, times I had seen it happen, and I was just like, man, okay. Now I'm starting to look for things where it's like, maybe this is a challenge that I need to take on my own. It may not be completely smart. It may not necessarily be the fully correct move, but if I do it myself and action as it was intended, it'll probably let me get a lot better and just be a lot better than what I am currently. Because I'm always looking to improve, and I hope you would be too. Whether that be in your tennis game with your gear, whether that be with your actual playing ability, whether that just be in your life in general. That's what I've been noticing. That's what I've been actually just kind of like thinking through recently, especially this morning when I heard that message from my friend. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that's the biggest thing that I've thought of and learned about today. That's me. If you got anything going on, or if you just want to comment thinking, man, you are just rambling, sir, that is completely fine too. You can say that. It's YouTube. You can comment almost whatever you want. But if you found that interesting, definitely I would say go give Your World Within a listen to. I really like it, not only just because I met Eddie and who runs it, but I like a lot of the stuff he talks about, and I like seeing the parallels from the stories he shares to my life as well. It's pretty cool. Rackets. What? Like, what? Zolfi, doing good, my brother. Thanks, Ras. Of course, man. Saeed, rackets. Any tips? Well, Saeed, what are you trying to improve on? Like, first question, what are you using now? And then that can answer the second question of what are you wanting help with from the actual racket itself? I seem to mess up when stringing badminton. I cannot help you there. I have never strung a badminton racket. I got no clue what to do, how to do. I am not the person to ask about that, Saeed. I can't say that with confidence. Never done it, so I can't speak to it. String was long. Gosh. Yeah. That is one thing I will say. Badminton, never done. People have asked at the store that I work at if we can string badminton racks. The other big one is racquetball, but we don't. We only string tennis rackets where I'm at. But I've been asked that. I think one of the guys I work with has done it previously in the past, but he said it was a weird process. He figured it out eventually, but he was like he even told the guy that he was doing it for, because it wasn't at our work, it was before he worked there. He's like, "Hey, I've never done this before, so if you're cool with that, then I will gladly attempt. But if you're not, and you want to get it done much more probably professionally, you might want to go somewhere else." But the guy was cool with it, and so my friend went about his stringing duties. He looked up a guide on YouTube or just the stringing instructions online. He went with it, and the result he delivered satisfied the person at the club he was working at, and he just went about his day. He's like, "All right, cool. Probably never doing that again, but hey, we did it." Don't do it. Someone came to mind and it's cost me. But hey, the struggle. What do you mean someone came to mind? Are you saying don't start stringing racquetball rackets? Not racquetball, badminton. Because trust me, I don't plan on starting that. That's just me. I plan on sticking to tennis rackets for the foreseeable future. That is my plan, at least. Come on.